Greetings, dear viewers. Welcome. Today I have a poem about the 1929 and the 1934 World Chess Championships, and both were contested between Alekhine and Bogoljubov. Now, let me very quickly take you through some important points that you need to know to understand more about the poem. Alekhine had won the World Championship of 1927 against the great Jose Raul Capablanca, and in 1929, Capablanca failed to issue a rematch. He had some concerns regarding some changes that had to be made, and that is the reason he did not issue a formal rematch. And Bogoljubov issued a challenge, and Alekhine accepted it. And Alekhine also went on to say that he was a very formidable opponent. What happened in this championship match? Alekhine won the championship 11-5, but he suffered from some early losses, and this was not so much reflecting Alekhine's strength, because many of them expected that he would actually cruise to victory, but Bogoljubov went on to give a good challenge. But Alekhine, as the championship progressed, he found his groove and went on to win last 4 or 5 games out of the last 6 contested. So in a way, he was quite strong, and he won the championship in quite a convincing manner. And the 1934 championship was also contested between Bogoljubov and Alekhine, kind of a rematch. And in this case, Alekhine was already the favorite, and he actually won the match quite easily in 1934 with a score of 8-3. Some interesting events revolving around the 1929 World Championship match was when Alekhine, as I told, suffered some early losses. Capablanca pitched in comments stating that if it was me, I would not have suffered such early losses. If it was Lasker, he wouldn't have. So in a way, I was trying to ignite Alekhine and see how his response was. And Alekhine came up with a very good response, and there were a lot of interesting games that Alekhine played throughout this championship. But one game that he was very proud of, let me take you through that brief moment before we get into the poem. So Alekhine is playing with the black pieces here. As you can see, it is quite a good attack that he has developed. Let us see what happens. First, he gives bishop to c5 check. The knight comes to f2, and Alekhine plays g6 to open up the g file, and after takes, he brings the other rook to g8, and bishop to c1, bishop to c8, very subtle move, and here rook to g6. Now comes the interesting aspect that Alekhine was proud of: knight to g3, pawn takes g3, and the rest of the game was very easily finished off by Alekhine, and in fact he was very proud of this particular game. Now that you understood some important points, let us get on with the poem. It's quite a lengthy poem, but bear with me. Capablanca failed to challenge Alekhine for the rematch. Meanwhile, another challenger did hatch. The Russian-born German star challenged the throne to make the championship his own. 1928 saw a minor turn. The Cuban great wished to return and challenge the world champion, which was declined and denied. The champion stated that he would play the Cuban once he finishes his duel with the German, and stated that the German was a more formidable opponent, and only that excited him at that moment. Wiener Schachzeitung, the Austrian magazine, without intending to demean, stated that all but Bogoljubov believed that an Alekhine win was guaranteed. Since chess was an emerging topic, the match was supposed to be played in public, which showed that spectators were in fact an element of impact. The win by the challenger in game 4 and 6 evoked a unique reaction. The legendary Cuban did indeed pass some comment about the champion's loss. The champion did make a statement with some intent. He managed to win games with valor, with game 8 having exquisite color. Alekhine won the 5 out of the last 8 and had every reason to elate. He retained his coveted crown, and in that glory he did drown. The champion became a visionary. While being cautionary, he said that chess may face the problem of draw death. Was it a statement of death? 1934 was the year where the chess fans were unclear. The champion faced the same challenger again. The challenger had less to gain. Alekhine was expected to sail in his usual style. The champion emerged victorious with a great margin and retained the crown with the win. I hope you like the poem, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. I'm going to be writing poems about World Championship matches, the games, and of course the players. Thank you very much for your time.